Hello, everybody. My name is Ponce, and welcome to a brand new series. A series that's a bit long overdue because, well, I am Boricua, so maybe when I was doing like the Caribbean nation areas, Puerto Rico should have been my first thing, but no one. Everything comes within its own time. So today we are going to be doing the first episode of building Barrio Boriken with the K. So today I wanted to do first thing I wanted to do was basically situate a platform that the whole neighborhood's gonna be sitting on. I was going to delete this flag, but later on I intend on using it in some aspect of the build. So we're gonna be just shoving it underground for the time being. But ahora we're going to be doing the foundational layer. So basically we're going to be situating like a little town. Basically, the story behind this neighborhood is it was basically this abandoned, well, partially abandoned area that was undergo a lot that needed to undergo a lot of renovations, a lot of repairs that the city just didn't really want to do. And there was a lot of throwback from the Puerto Rican community in the city, and they decided to adopt it and turn it into Barrio Boriken. Now, Barrio Boriken is a little sliver of what Malaya used to be. It used to have these much narrower streets. These were basically when it was still being when everybody was still being driven around by people on horses and buggies. So that's basically what this is. I wanted to situate a nice little narrow like kind of quote unquote gated community, but more so just a last frontier that the new age of building just didn't absorb. So that's what this is, and I decided to do it in the for like Puerto Rico as a whole because I realized that just because I have a lot of this, so like I still had to represent the peoples within their own neighborhood. So that's what we're doing. So here we are. I'm situating the little sidewalks, and there's the road. So we're gonna be situating some buildings. Now, being that Puerto Rico has 78 buildings, 78 municipalities, I want this project to have exactly 78 different structures, areas, everything. Mind you, I'm still going to have apartment buildings, and those apartments and stores aren't going to be counted towards that total. So I still have to come up with a way to fit 78 unique different structures within this area. And I'm not going to designate them all to like one video. I'll probably do like a couple miniature things within one stream. I'll probably do a couple of little things, with, yeah. But so basically, we're going to be taking over this block as well as the neighboring block because I just really wanted to get this area filled in. I realized that I really didn't have a designated plan for these two blocks, so I'm gonna take advantage of that and, you know, do this whole little neighborhood. But so here I am. I'm adding a This is going to be the entrance to a abandoned train system, a train station that was used to connect the city together in the beginning. Now here I am. I'm starting my first little structure. That's going to be probably an old like main meeting hall type building, or maybe it was like I don't know. Like I kind of also wanted this area to basically be like the last remembrance of the first upper class in Malaya, and being in Kachi Plaza, that's the area we're doing this in. It was kind of like the rich basically flipping off all the poor and being like, oh, we're better than you guys because we have like this whole little area back in the day. But then it turned out to be like the one part of the city that they forgot to maintain. So now it got repurposed and it's been given new life. Here I am situating. I wanted to use some aspect of that flag I got rid of earlier, so I did it in like a little centerpiece within this structure. And I kind of really didn't know how I wanted to do the windows, so I looked up some pictures of Old San Juan, and I found this design that I kind of was curious how I was gonna do it. I wasn't like as I was like messing with this, I was like, it doesn't really look like anything. But then I was like, maybe if I just keep doing it throughout the whole building, maybe I'll change my mind. So yeah, so now we have like this. I'm kind of thinking of calling it like a melted trim almost, because you have like these like drops where where like the decorative part of the facade just like seeps down over the wall, and I was very like intrigued by that. So I was like, no, what, flip it. We're gonna use that with the building. And I ended up turning this into an extra window because why not? Why not? We're gonna have one section with three windows, and then we're gonna have that section with two windows. And basically, like every other teardrop is like a separate unit. So, eh. Here I am adding that little faux crown that I like to do with all my buildings, especially with this like Caribbean theme. And here I am booping that on the upper floor. And honestly, I think I might use that portion of the building in a different structure, maybe in Malaya, maybe eventually when I move on to Modelo, I'll do that. But for right now, we're just focusing on this building. So I decided to continue that white terracotta onto the first floor where I wanted the apartment entrance to be. And then the brown, I decided to situate a few storefronts. There's going to be 4 storefronts and 18 apartments. There I added some lanterns. And I was gonna try to play around with those like modded doors, but honestly I don't regret getting that pack, but I just really don't use it enough for me to have spent any money on it. Here I am situating some storefront windows. I think I'm gonna be situating a restaurant, like 2 restaurants in the front, and then have like 2 regular stores in the back, or maybe like vice versa, or like do like one and one. But really, that's just gonna be for a future Ponce to figure out on his own. I'm not gonna give him any ideas because he's a big boy now. He needs to figure out how to do it. So there's the first floor, and here I am trying to figure out how I want to do the back. Now I know I wanted it to be like a horseshoe shaped building. So like I still didn't know how far I wanted the first floor entryway to go. Also with the that like flag in the front of the building, it kind of makes it difficult when doing like a interior wall. So I'm gonna combat that by using some like vertical half slabs to just make up the difference, just make it all one color. Indeed. So I am gonna use that bone for throughout the hallway of the building. Here I am finishing the horseshoe design. I figured out where I wanted to end the building, so we did that. Here I am just basically making the outer rim and the outer frame of the back of the building, as well as connecting it to the front facade. Here I am extend the main corridor to the new formed back. And we're about to start the stairs after I mess with these half slabs and stairs under upside down stairs to make it more of I wanted it to just have a easy flow to the ceiling. There I am. I decided to situate the staircase in the center of the building because I just didn't want to mess with the with those upside down stairs around the brim of the hallway. So that's gonna be that. Here I am adding some clays to the staircase, giving it some beautiful old world like railing poles, banister poles, whatever they're called. And the best part about this was is that every floor has the same scale to every floor, so the stairs could just be copied all the way up. So that was fun. That was really fun. There I am. I decided to continue the look of the tile on the first floor, but instead of using like a stone, I decided to go with more of a wooden thing, just because I felt like it was a little lighter when it comes to, the construction aspect, connecting the main hallway to the back area with those doors and yeah. Now, when I did this, I already assumed that the far back units were gonna have direct connection to the back porches, so that was already gonna be happening. The middle units, like the front two units, were basically gonna be finding a different way of situating connection to this back alleyway, because I didn't want to give them two forms of entrances and exits, and the cheapest way of going about that was just basically having them have one door going to both sides of the building. So that's what's going on here. Sorry for that little cut. I gotta figure out a better way of handling my storage when it comes to Share Factory on PlayStation, because I'm always running out of audio space, because in the past I didn't know I could run out, so I just kept making video after video after video after video. And yeah, that's what happened. Eventually I hope to get a PC. I also gotta get a PC soon in general, so maybe I'll use it for both, but we'll see. Here I am. I decided to add some more structure to the porches, because they were just like held up by these dinky little pillars. Which, don't get me wrong, they look nice and sturdy, but I didn't trust them too well. But here I am, just situating the pillars so that way they can go all the way up, and I can just dupe the floor with the railing, the decals, all the way up, no problem. Here I am adding the back stairwell, the back staircase. I didn't want them to go all the way back. My original thought was having each staircase basically go the full length of how far I would need to get to the floor, but I decided to do this spiral staircase on the back porch so that way it kind of, it eso. The only floor I had a problem with was the first floor, which wasn't that bad. But yeah, so here I am just covering up the walls, because I wanted it to be like OSHA. I wanted it to be like legal, and yeah, so that's what I did there. So now I'm going to be doing the rest of the exterior walls, basically just breaking up these back dividers, which actually used to connect to other buildings, but over the years, and when they added the subway station, they had to knock the whole building down. So that's why there's just some random walls there, some random brick walls with no windows. Which I think when I do situate the apartments, there will be windows, but for the time being, we're just gonna have blank. I didn't really want to worry too much about doing the outside bit. I just wanted to get the building done for the most part. But yeah, so here I am doing the back area when it comes to the whatchamacallit, like the white terracotta. I wanted to get that base wall done. Here I am adding some windows in the back, trying to mimic the front of the building, but also creating a whole new grid of windows to also further establish how big I want the back apartment, as well as where I want the hallway to truly start. And I had to give the main hallway some windows as well, so we're gonna do that too. We got, I believe it's gonna be 4 windows on each floor on the back side of the building. So give them some light. I couldn't do I guess I could have if I would have copied the balconies elsewhere and then snap them back into place, but I feel like that would have just been more of a headache. So I'm really happy of the way I did it. It just I'm editing it so that way I can just dupe it on the floor below and then just copy the whole side over, which will conclude the building portion of the video. So here's the end result. So this is Boriken Barrio, or Barrio Boriken Part 1. So like I said, it's going to have 78 different structures. There are going to be townhomes. There's going to be a couple more apartment buildings. I feel like I want to try to get maybe like 200 apartments, 200 units in this neighborhood. I mean, we are using a large space, and I do want to take like advantage of that real estate that I'm working with. And honestly, I've crammed more into less space, so I feel like 200's a nice, easy number to get to. Right now we have the 18 with this building as well as 4 stores, so that's gonna definitely help out a lot. And actually, I think I might want to situate like kind of like a reclaimed space with the old train station building. So maybe I can do like probably a little bit of 50 or 60 units in that building. So that'll be 78 right there. Ha ha ha, 78. And then the other spaces we can situate more variety of stuff. But that's that's Barrio Boriken Part 1. Thank you guys so much for watching the past, present, and future, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And please subscribe, please subscribe. I want to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I mean, if I can at least reach 70, I'll be happy. 5 more to go, people. Come on, let's do this. Thank you.